Botswana. Welcome to Expo Group Botswana. We have been here for the last 10 years. Our sales team with over 55 years of experience are experts and have knowledge of marketing and branding solutions. We have 6 major categories that we work with: Brand in the Box, Expo Digital, Expo Corporate, Expo Exposure, Expo Workwear and Expo Sports. The lovely ladies right behind me are going to help you create, apply, expose and live your brand out there. What are you waiting for? Expo Botswana is the right place for you to be. Just get onto our website www.exco.co.zw. Kaliboga.
So this will be our head, this is our tail. So you guys can choose which side that we want. Get tail. Head. So I'm going to spin it. However it lands, is the one who wins the toss. There we go. So our head wins. So what do you want to do?
No, so start this side, win that side.
So which means you're going to take it from this side to this side. So what you want to do, kick or receive?
Receive.
You receive. Okay, no, thanks, gents. Okay.
Thank you, gents, for being at Hogs. Thanks, Imposter. Thank you, Monametsi. Thank you, Mr. Chris.
Okay, good luck, gents.
Okay. Can you hear me way too clear? Clear enough?
Yes, sir. Welcome. How are you feeling?
Not too bad. Yeah. James, can you just test your microphone?
On. So, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, we are in Gaborone Park for a rugby match.
Joining us live from Gaborone Rugby Football Club, we have a match of Gaborone Hogs versus the BIUST Buffaloes. The weather today is 24 degrees Celsius with a 4 kilometers per hour wind blowing from a northwesterly manner. And the starting lineup for the Hogs goes as follows. In Mpho 1 is Lefika Kgaodi. Captaining the side is Mpho Raditlopi. And then Kago Moatshe on the front row. And then locking duo would be Enrique Chawanda, Boago Moroka. And our loose trio will be Wilfred Office, Mosimanegape Mugara, and Kitso Matija. And in the halfbacks, we've got Tino Chipfumbu, Munashe Kamunda. And then we have Justin Swart on the wing. And our center pairing will be Charles Zandberg and Amantle Mogotsi. And on the other winger, we've got Craig Musaimura. And at the fullback position, we've got Damien Moyo. And our impact players are as follows. We have Onkemetse Molapisi, Harry Mambuto. We got the Strauss brothers, Michael and Ben Strauss. We got Tedler Matlou, Tego Kamanga, Appadoo Segatlwane, and 23 will be Khumo Mugara. Head coach today for the Gaborone Hogs is Kyle Wood, assisted by Vuyo Moyo, and we're all governed by the manager, Lynn Warburton.
From the Buffalo side, I think the starting lineup reads as Nick De Beer is the prop. Then we have got Kelvin Kelewokile. Then we have got Praise Easy on number 3. Then you have got Madulo Petros as our lock. Then you have got Monametsi Buhobe. Then we have got Mothusi. We have got Sherif. We have got Kgosi Kale. We have got Sabastian as our number 9 as the scrum half. Then you have got Katlego Morapedi as the number 10, the dictator of the game. Then you have got number 11, Itumeleng Marape. Then you have got 12, Jacobus Van Niekerk. I think he's the center. He's one of the national team players. Then you have got Milton Mokate. Then you have got Lesale Masedi. Then you have got Tonic, former UB player. Then on the impact players, we have got Bakang Venson. We have got Lebesani Mashabile. We have got Anoda Ishie Bwawa. We have got Tinashe. We have got Sakile Kobe. We have got Wanki Atlang. We have got Joani Sank. We have got Kaone John. I think that's the starting lineup for today.
Very interesting lineup. We've got a couple of vouchers players on the field, and it's going to be an interesting matchup, especially in the forwards department, because we're seeing majority of the forwards spread across the national team, and it looks to be an interesting game. As well.
So who are you most excited to see?
I think it's been interesting in the back line because BIUST typically come with pace. There's a lot of pace in the back line, and with the Hogs, they run a very structured and disciplined game plan. So it's going to be a tale of pace versus strategy, and I'm looking very forward to it.
Yeah.
And also on the other side, we've got a new combination on the Hogs back line that is so exciting to see. Just youngsters coming into the team, coming from under 23, getting into the men's team. So there's just a lot of talent. There's just variety that we have to experience, diversification from both the seniors and the small boys. So it's going to be a lacquer day. It's just seeing new things, new structure coming in through. I think it's going to be an interesting game since it's the beginning of the season. So there's just a lot to expect. So it might be structured, it might not be structured, but that's the build up from there.
Good stuff. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as you have heard it, we are live from Gaborone Touchdown. This is the first round of the Knockout Cup, where BIUST Buffaloes will be taking on the home team, Gaborone Hogs.
And this is being broadcasted live on Sports Center Botswana. Please, if you're watching this on YouTube, like and subscribe and follow us throughout. And stay tuned for more content, more rugby content, and hopefully have a cracking afternoon.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are about to start. The last time these teams met, the score came to a measly 7-5 to the home team, which is Gaborone Hogs. So it will actually be interesting today to see if tries will be racked up. What do you think about that? What is your prediction of today's game?
I'm expecting a very fast first half and obviously handling errors to come because it's the first game in the season. That's bound to happen. But let's wait for kickoff. Gaborone Hogs kicking from right to left. Kicking off will be Tino Chipfumbu, otherwise known as Chief. And my predictions are, I'm guessing a 27-15 victory towards Gaborone Hogs. I don't know what you think, James.
No, it's an interesting one because the last time they've met, I think Hogs won with 1 point, so it's going to be a tight one. So we expect it to be very close again because we don't know what has been happening behind the closed doors because it's just the beginning of the season. So there's just a lot to expect. So my prediction goes maybe Hogs, with how it seems, it might be 27-5. I go with yours. It might be a bit tight, but Hogs is going to pull it out. I don't know. Wetu is going to explain more on that, so but that's going to be interesting because Hogs he has so much to prove, and they have got so much combinations coming through, new players coming in, new guys, and you have got just an impact bench that is just going to bring so much energy to the game. So there's just a lot to explain and a lot to expect. So I think it's going to be an interesting one. We're just waiting for it to start. Then we're going to have a good one.
Interesting, because it's a battle, like you said, it's a battle of experience versus inexperience. It's a perfect mixture of youngsters and veterans that have national team experience and are looking for a point to prove. And there's always those who are trying to make the first debut with the team. I mean, we've got ages ranging from 18 to 35, so it's a very good cumulative mix of experience and fresh blood. So I'm looking forward to how this is eventually going to turn out, and I think it's going to be a very fast game, barring any injuries, but I think it's going to be a very fast game and very exciting to watch for the fans and everyone in attendance watching the live stream.
Yeah, on that one of having international players, I think we have got the like of Kitso at Hogs. We have got the like of Enrique, he's been part of the national team squad. We have got Mpho, who's been performing well with the national team squad. So there's just a lot to expect from the guys. We've got the likes of Damien coming through from UB. We have got Munashe, he's been a seasoned player. We have got the likes of Wilfred Office, who's on number 6. We have got Enrique also, who's playing lock. So there's just a lot to expect because Enrique brought a little bit of experience from South Africa where he was. So we're going to expect a lot as the game starts now. It's there's just so much to expect and so much to be looking forward to.
Gather clean by BIUST, attacking. Nick with the ball. Tackle. Phases. BIUST going through their phases. They seem to be crushing the ball. Box kick up. Gathered by Amantle. The referee's blowing for offside on Hog side.
So I think they're going to take a kick out straight. Then he kicked it into a distance a bit. He actually managed to bring it back into the field, but the ref called it out.
Unlucky there, but a great attempt at keeping the ball within play.
This is the first line out of the game. Let's see.
as the guys are setting up for the line out.
Looks to be a 5-man line out. I think they've changed to a scrum. I'm not too sure what the call was there on the field, but it seems to be a scrum.
So as the guys are setting up for the scrum, the ref is calling. So looking at the size, I think that the scrums, they seem to be more balanced there.
Good clean scrum, good clean scrum. Ball out, ball out. Poor distribution, fumbled. Great pressure by the Hogs, great pressure by the Hogs. Clean out.
Yeah, I think BIUST managed to retain the ball there as they play them into their pods as they're trying to show their game structure. I think it's going to come out nice. And there's just so much to expect there, and they try to take it outside, and they also get into their pods as well. So they're trying to play the structure as much as they can so that they can retain position, which seems to be pretty fine. I think that's Nick who take that first hit there. Then they took the ball to the back line, and they're trying to set it up in the pods as well.
Great tackle by Enrique. BIUST seem to be trying to play the pod structure. They like to play crash with the ball and then eventually try to go wide. They're maintaining possession and trying to hold on to the ball as much as they can. But the Gaborone Hogs defense seems to be holding strong for the moment.
Yeah, at the moment the team seems to be evenly matched. We have a kick there by the fly half deep.
Gathered by Kamunda. Ball going wide to Chief. Running with the ball, running wide, going wide to Damien. Good hands. Inside. Gathered by Craig.
Yeah, I think they are trying to play now into their pods as well so that they can try to create more space on the outside for the back line to have it clean. And Munashe is calling up. He played a dummy there to the back line, and Charles put it out to Amantle, and Amantle attacked the space there. Seems to be he went down and they retained the ball.
This is Gaborone Hogs' first attempt at having the ball. They seem to be going wide and pushing the pace. Let's see what the attack has to offer.
I think Munashe is calling it pretty well because he's putting his forwards into pods so that they can play according to the game structure. But it seems to be a 3-3-1 because we're seeing a number of forwards on the middle. Then we have got loose trios on the outside. So I think they won a penalty. Seems like they're going to play it out. They're going to kick it outside so that they can return it with a line out.
Yes, you can see there's a bit scrappy at the breakdown over there. BIUST conceding a cheap penalty in their own half, and Gaborone Hogs have their first attacking line out of the game with potential to score, and hopefully they can retain possession and put points on the board.
Yeah, I think Munashe kicked it a little bit deep because they managed to retain it into the 22, so they're going to play it from their 22, so they've got a bit of advantage. If they maul it, they might end up scoring there, but we'll see how it goes. If they manage to retain the ball, it's going to be something great to them. They managed to retain it, and they're playing.
Mauling, gaining possession, gaining the motion. That maul has collapsed. Looking to maintain possession. Pick and go by Kago. Going strong.
They went back into their pods as well.
Yeah, the scrum half is keeping it tight since they are close to the try line. Going through the motions.
Within the 5 meter.
Turnover.
That was a turnover, and they quickly managed to tap it out, and they didn't manage to go anywhere, and the ref blew it for a penalty. They need to go 10 so that they allow the BIUST guys to play it nicely and to play it fairly.
I see a lot of scrappy in the attacking third. I see a lot of cheap penalties given away. Teams need to do a better job of maintaining possession and being clinical when they have the chance to put points on the board.
Yeah, they managed to kick it out for a line out. So as the guys are setting up, we don't know what to expect. There's just a lot to expect since it's the beginning of the season. Guys have been trying new moves. They've been trying to do a whole lot of things. So we're going to see what's going to be up for us there.
Line out.
They managed to retain it. They're playing it to the back line now, moving it through the number 12. And they're trying to put in a pod there.
Pick and go, taking gathered, gaining meters,
loose.
knocked on, loose ball, anyone's ball. Knock on.
So there was a knock-on from BIUST there. The ref called a scrum. So it's Hogs ball.
This is Hogs' first scrum of the game. Look at how they can contest this scrum and hopefully win it.
We have got the like of Nick in the front row for BIUST, who's going to bring in so much experience in terms of scrummaging and all the stuff. But it seems like the scrum wasn't so stable. The ref called it out for a restart.
We seem to have Munashe lining up directly behind the scrum, so the ball could go either way from the breakdown. Hogs are looking to bring in pace with this line out, with this scrum, and we'll see how it goes. Fed in by Chipfumbu, fed in, gathered, Matija to Kamunda, one wide.
Chicken wing, failed.
Lost the ball there. So I think BIUST managed to retain it. BIUST is playing it from the outside. They've got one guy on the outside, he just throw it without looking, but they kicked it out. And BIUST is on the attack now.
Gathered by Damien at the back. Going back for the advantage of a knock-on.
Knock-on advantage.
Wow.
The referee has scored a knock-on there from Hogs. So it seems to be a scrum for BIUST. They're setting up just in between the 10-meter line from the center. So it's BIUST ball. So BIUST, they have to fight to retain it, since it doesn't seem to favor them on the scrummaging because of the size and everything. And they're being put on their back foot every time when it comes to scrummaging. So
away for Damien, breaking wide, showing some pace, attempted to grab it there to no avail.
Now one has to wonder if BIUST is going to play a kicking game all day.
Both teams are trying to look to chip the ball over behind the defensive line, and so far it hasn't quite worked out to plan, but you can see the clear intent of the chip kick trying to come into play here.
Yeah, looking into the Hogs line out, we can see there's just is the same team that was playing the last season, but the problem is just their new faces. Some of the new faces in the front row, as they play down to the back line, they set it up on the middle. They're trying to set it up with the lock, but they've put the ball in the middle. They're playing it outside on the left side. Munashe attacked, then he gave it to Amantle in contact now. They've set it up a pod on the outside. They play a pod in the middle. They set it up again.
It seems Hogs is playing a well-structured game of using your forwards as much as the back line. You hit when you need to, go through the phases and give it to the back line to run.
It's like an advantage, a knock-on advantage over there. A handling error by Kamunda, but Hogs seem to have been playing advantage. So we're probably looking to go for the line out here.
Yeah, as much as the weather looks pretty fine, it seems like the guys there are but trying to suit into the weather, since it's been quite a long time without them jolling around and everything, but it's coming out. Hogs managed to retain their ball there. They're playing it down on the center, and they try to set it up there on the middle. They retained their ball. I think that they're playing it out also on the outside, on the other side of the field. I think that's Damien there with the ball.
Good.
He went down on the ground.
Powerful run by Damien. He looks to be attacking the defensive line as hard as he can. Slow breakdown off there. Office, Awilo going strong. Hogs maintain possession.
Yeah, I think he's one of the seasoned players who's been with the Hogs for quite a long time now. He's bringing in a little bit of experience by badging the guys there. That's Munashe with the breakout there. He's out. Oh, he went down into the contact now. But he managed to retain the ball. That's Enrique who brings in a little bit of skill. That's Mugara on the outside. Yes, I guess that was a high tackle there. So
Referee's
he
calling a
lost
knock-on.
it.
Referee scored a knock-on, but that looked a very high tackle to me. Unfair call on the Gaborone Hogs player.
Kamunda with the line break, unfortunately couldn't make it all the way. Maybe we'll see more of this player as time goes on. He looks very eager. Also, with his experience from playing in the national team also.
He seems to have lost a step actually. The old Munashe that I know would have definitely broken and scored a try there, but it seems like some stamina issues are at play here.
Yeah.
Nah, he seems to have gained so much weight through the off season because you can actually see the way he's bleeding now. Because it's something that he's not used to, the body weight and everything, but it's something that you can work through over this off season. But it's rugby, anything can happen, anyone can break the line, but that was a good line break there. So there's just so much to expect from Munashe. We can actually see from his way he's taking the ball, the way he's attacking the gain line, the way he's attacking the space there. I think BIUST managed to retain their scrummage. They kick it out to Stewart on the outside. I think he's trying to play it down on the middle to Damien. Damien played outside to Craig. Craig tries to attack the space on the outside.
Goes down.
Goes down, but gathered by Justin, going wide. Onto Amantle, onto Chipfumbu, to Matija. Good run, good strong powerful run there by Matija.
Yeah, I think Munashe took it up. He gave it to the Mpho played Awilo on the outside. Awilo tried to bash the guy, but he didn't manage to win there. So that's a line out. They managed to take him outside.
One has to wonder if it's nerves or what, because these teams, they seem to be a bit tense. Maybe the players are nervous.
I think both teams are looking for contact at this point, unnecessary contact. I think that one away by Hogs, attacking the ball was Chipfumbu, going wide. Great run by Chief.
Wow, what a good clearance off the rack there.
Going wide from Amantle.
Tries a little razzle dazzle. Does it work? Oh, caught in his tracks. Left the ball inside the field to go out. Taken in by Enrique. Offload.
I think that was Tino there with the ball. He managed to get down into contact. Then he plays the pod on the middle. That's down to Munashe. Munashe to Kitso. Kitso tries to attack the space. He offloaded to Awilo.
Great offload from Matija over there. Seems to be a penalty.
He should have not played the ball on the ground. Wow. And break, quick tap. Does it work? Lifts arm with the ball. But he's surrounded by Hawks players. Good tackle.
These teams will be attacking.
Oh, lost. Taken in by
Chief.
Looks like a high tackle over there.
But the referee is going to go for a knock-on.
One back for the knock-on. No advantage being played there for no reason. I still Hogs had a genuine chance at attacking over there.
But I still have a question when it comes to that, because Hogs had an advantage of playing the ball there, but the ref decided to call it back. I don't know, how do you view it? How do you sell it?
I think the ref is trying to slow the game a lot here, trying to play with the law, not letting the game flow as naturally as it should flow.
But the game seems to be interesting because it's still 0-0. We're 14 minutes into the game now, and it's still 14. No team has managed to score any points on the board. So that's what it comes down to the last game they had during the season, where Hogs managed to win with 1 point. So we might get the same result as well. So
played in by Chipfumbu. Good scrum by Hogs. They seem to maintain the possession. Good scrum. Advantage called by referee. Broken wide to Kamunda. Short throw Amantle. Back to Munashe. To Chipfumbu. Good strong run. Positive meters gained there by Chipfumbu.
Looked to me like from the side, referee saw it.
Another knockdown error. Breakdown penalty conceded there by BIUST.
yeah, ref called for a penalty and they managed to kick it out. They had kicking it out. Yeah, he managed to kick it a little bit deeper into the 22.
This will be the Hogs' third attempt at an offensive line-out. They have failed to capitalize on both attempts for silly errors in the 5 meter. Hopefully they can maintain and keep possession here and be aggressive.
Yeah, is the line out setting up? The ref called for the medic to come inside to assist the number 2 for BIUST. The guy is down. He's just getting assessment from the medic. Sorry.
A couple of BIUST players are
having
down. Is that the issue of fatigue or the game being more intense than they thought? Because a couple of them are on their knees, while the number 2 is being assisted by the medic.
I think the weather is a big factor to play in this. I mean, it's kind of a hot day out and it's a war of attrition. Typically games are played at 4 o'clock and both teams are accustomed to that, with the Hogs training in the evening. So playing in this heat is unfamiliar territory, and it should be a test because rugby players should be known to adapt and play in any temperature and any conditions and be able to execute their game plans regardless of time of play and situation.
Yeah, now when it comes to adaptation, it's just something that we can always talk about, especially with the weather in Botswana and just coming down from rain, and today it's a bit sunny and there's just a lot, but adaptation is something that is very important, especially if you're a sportsman, because sportsmen are always prone to travel everywhere. You might today playing in Africa, tomorrow you're playing in cold seasons and everything. So as Hogs played down their line out, they lost the ball.
Not straight. Scrum called.
Yeah, we can actually see that the guys, they're trying to set up more. They're just trying to talk to each other about the whereabouts, how they can execute every move that they have, setting it up. And the scrum is about to start now.
17 minutes in and the teams are still evenly matched, waiting for the first team to draw blood. Kick deep into the almost lost. Did it go forward? Wow, knock on.
That looked backwards to me. I'm not too sure what the ref saw over there, but that looked like it went backwards.
But that wasn't so clear. If we look back into the replay there, that wasn't so clear. The ball bounced into his legs.
Kick.
And it went through his legs there. Then
almost lost.
He tried to
go forward.
It back, but
wow.
The ref called it a knock on there. I think it's water break now, since the weather is it's blazing out there. So
Botswana. Welcome to Expo Group Botswana. We have been here for the last 10 years. Our sales team with over 55 years of experience are experts and have knowledge of marketing and branding solutions. We have 6 major categories that we work with: Brand in the Box, Expo Digital, Expo Corporate, Expo Exposure, Expo Workwear and Expo Sports. The lovely ladies right behind me are going to help you create, apply, expose and live your brand out there. What are you waiting for? Expo Botswana is the right place for you to be. Just get onto our website www.exco.co.bw. Kaliboga.
Joining us live back at Gaborone Rugby Football Club. Score currently 18 minutes in, Gaborone Hogs 0, BIUST Buffaloes 0. Even stalemate, a lot of clinical errors that have kept points off the board. But hopefully after this water break we should be looking at more attacking, more aggressive rugby, full of attrition.
Yeah, as they come back from the water break, the guys seems to be bleeding a little bit, but it's part of the game. It's part of the game. They had to put in a lot of work during the pre-season, and now the results, they have to come out. And it's just, rugby is just work in progress. The progression happens. The more you play the game, the more you progress in terms of fitness, conditioning and everything. So I think it's going to come out as the season go through, but as the scrummaging takes place, we can see that BIUST is a bit under the back foot there, and they have put the ball in the air. Kitso has it now.
Wow, strong handoff there.
That was a brilliant handoff.
Quick tap
from Kitso.
By Kevin is going offload.
BIUST seem to look in the quick tap option. I'm not trusting their lineouts right now, but they seem to take the quick tap option, not to capitalize quickly, catch the Gaborone Hogs.
Drop kick, you don't see that every day.
Great line break from Matija, strong run.
Kitso again on the attack, and they've managed to retain their ball. They're trying to look for the exit on the right side. I think Munashe has the ball. He played it to Charles. Charles tried to attack the space. He gave it back to Stewart. Stewart played Mpho there.
Back fend off.
Big strong run there.
They are back into their pods again, trying to set it up for the back line so that they can have it clear and nice to play it on the outside. Munashe has the ball, played to Kitso. Kitso look for space, played Awilo in the hole. Awilo is out. Awilo is gone. He put the ball in the
interception. Tackle by Enrique. One has to wonder what was said in the
great turnover there. Forced not releasing the ball over there.
Quick tap by
It's a quick tap from Damien. Damien is out in the gap.
Took a page out of BIUST box with the quick taps.
That was a quick one from Damien. That's tap from Damien. Damien is out in the gap. That's what they should be looking at.
Took a page out of BIUST box
with
the quick taps.
And you're gone. That's actually brilliant from Damien. He was once a scrum half before, so he knows all the tactics and he knows all the tricks of being a scrum half, where these people are just mingling around not knowing what they have to do. He takes advantage of that. He was once a scrum half at UB, so it's actually a bit of experience that he has to bring into the team as he moved to Hogs. I think that's his first game of the season for Hogs. He was a seasoned player at UB there, so we can actually see that's
the conversion.
Successful conversion there by Chipfumbu. But you're right, a lot of quick thinking and individual rugby is noted, where people can read the game when see what the defense provides them and capitalize on that, because this is a game of chance. You're noticing that there are gaps there on the field, and those that can capitalize on those gaps should take full advantage of it.
Took 20 minutes for Hogs to finally set in. One has to wonder what was said in the water break, because Hogs came back a different team.
You can see they're looking to play a lot more physical rugby, attacking the defensive line and trying to go as wide as they can. Physical,
good run,
powerful run there by Enrique.
Supported by Kago Moatshe. The ball was out.
Hogs need to be quick at the breakdown to secure that ball. Highly contested their ruck over there.
Yeah, that's
good.
That's a knock-on from Hogs. BIUST kick it through, but they have called a knock-on. BIUST ball. I think they're going to play it a scrum there. From the look of the things, we can actually see that there's just a bit of unsure of things that are being happening, activities and events happening from both teams. We can look at Hogs there. Enrique wasn't so sure about what to do with the ball there. He looked at it bouncing, then he had to play it off the bounce, but that's part of the game. That's a knock-on there from BIUST that have called it a knock-on from Hogs.
A lot of scrappy handling errors are happening from both teams. Yeah, maintaining possession seems to be very hard. Both teams seem to be trying to play the ball quickly, but it seems that communication barriers that are not allowing people to be on the same plan. Teams don't seem to be aligned. It seems like it's still early days, a lot of growing pains to happen, but hopefully Hogs can capitalize on this scrum and take full advantage of what they're trying to play.
Yeah, we're 22 minutes into the game and Hogs is leading 7-0. And they play scrum there. But I think that they play is a move on the back line. The fullback didn't manage to catch it, but the wing managed to retain the ball. They set it out on the outside. They're playing a pod on the middle there, off to Awilo. Awilo take it up. Kitso is there for the ruck. They're playing another pod again on the center. I think that was a knockback. And they lost it. Nick managed to retain it for the BIUST. The BIUST is playing it out on the right side. And they gave it to number 12. He kicked it out. It's going to be called a line out.
I mean, you got to look at that situation, the knockback. People just gave up, not attacking the ball, not showing some aggression. Ball was still in play. Teams both had the chance to capitalize on that, but they didn't manage to do so. Now we're coming back for a scrum. BIUST ball.
Yeah, I think there was a knock-on first from Hogs there. That's why we had to take it back for a scrum there. So I think the referee had to call it out, a scrum for BIUST there. I think BIUST retained the ball, but they're still on the back foot. We can actually see from the scrummaging, Nick tries his best to bring in a little bit of experience, but they can't manage to hold the Hogs' weight on the scrummaging game.
BIUST attacking. Seem to be running their pod phases as well as they can. Attempt to pick and go over there.
There's a support offload. Very nice fend off.
Pick and go seems to be working. They are making meters. They are gaining ground. Back to the pods. Trying to go wide over here. Good strong run there by the BIUST Buffalo.
I think BIUST tried to play it again out on the right side. I think we managed to kick it, but it didn't go anywhere. The ref called it back.
A lot of questionable decisions in this game.
I mean, they seem to be trying to play that chip kick, and it has not been working. And a potential change in game plan may be a play because what they're trying to do, they're unsuccessful at pretty much every attempt. And I feel like if you want to set up the kick, you have to do it from the correct positioning, but everyone needs to be on the same page on the field in order to achieve and execute said kicks. Instead of just losing possession, you have to look after the ball. This is a game of possession. And if in your own defensive half, you have to be able to hold on to the ball and make clinical decisions as far as exit plans and strategy.
Yeah, we can actually experiencing there's a guy down from BIUST is trying to be attended by the medic there. I think that's number 5, the captain, which is Monametsi. The captain of the team, he was down, so we don't know who's gonna carry the team forward, Mr. Captain, but there are a lot of experienced seasoned players from Buffaloes there that we expect to pull the game up since the captain has gone out for just an assessment, but we hopefully he's going to come back a little bit early into the game.
Yeah. BIUST having a little talk there. Hopefully it's about their unsuccessful kicks. They have tried one too many times and none has worked yet. It seems we will be settling in for his Hog scrum. The Hog scrum is looking fairly strong at this point in the game. So one can say they are comfortable with the call being the scrum.
Hogs have a heavily weighted front pack. I think that cumulatively they have a strong, deep base and big scrumming because a lot of experience there in the front row from Kago and Mpho, captain of the day. Fed in by Chipfumbu, going wide to Kamunda. To Charles, good strong hit, offload. To Munashe, to Damien.
Tries a little to toes caught in his tracks.
Yeah, you can actually see Damien tries to bring in a little bit of dancing there, but he didn't manage to go through, but he managed to retain the ball so that they can play it a pod there. And there's a pod again on the middle, and the prop tries to hit the gap there. And it's actually a good motion and a good progression from where they started to where they are now. So the guys are actually setting another pod there. That was a stolen ball there. The ball was loose.
Another loose knock.
Kicked from deep within by BIUST. The ball goes.
Table bounce.
Mugara,
Mosimanegape with the ball. Going wide to Amantle.
otherwise known as Zimbabwe. Twinkle toes, can you go through? Not really.
Yeah, we can actually see Mugara tries to bring in a little bit of dancing there so that he can attack the gap.
Kitso, the pass is full of Awilo.
Awilo there.
The German tank.
Oh, that gym work seems to be paying off. Attempted chip kick from Chipfumbu.
Can it?
Good favorite
That's brilliant from Chipfumbu to Charles. That's a try.
Be paying off. Attempted chip kick from Chipfumbu.
Kick in a favor.
Good favorite
That's brilliant from Chipfumbu to Charles. That's a try.
Saw the gap. The chip kick did work, and the try has been given. So like I said earlier, the awareness, the rugby awareness, to be able to see the gap and see the spaces in behind the defensive line, to be able to put that ball in place, to be able to execute.
You can actually see that. I think they have tried this thing on practice, because it's something that just came out tonight.
Damien, second by Chipfumbu, just being able to situationally read the game and obviously having multiple fly-offs in the team.
Good favorite. That's brilliant from Chipfumbu to Charles. That's a try.
Kicking behind the team because the fullback was not there.
Now, from the way Charles was trying to run, you can actually see that he was trying to run over the guy, but he didn't manage. But as long as he managed to put in a try, that's the most important thing. Putting the balls on putting the numbers on the board. I think that's what is very important at the moment, because they're trying to push the score.
Very fortunate for him that the try line was that close.
Unsuccessful the conversion there by Chipfumbu.
As they go for the restart, BIUST guys putting their heads down there, trying to bring each other back into the game, trying to discuss what they can do next so that they can match up the Hogs' impact there.
As the game progresses, you're going to see this is going to be a war of fitness and attrition. You're going to see the fitted team who come to play, and they'll take full capitalization as the game wears on. You'll see where each team stands in terms of where they are at their fitness levels at this point in the season, and you can see the game plan eventually as the game starts to open up. Gathered there by Chipfumbu.
Kicks, very high ball. The chaser, Craig and Awilo. Offloads.
That was a good tackle from Amantle there.
Good kick and chase.
That was a good carry from number 17 there. He's bringing in a little bit of vast impact, especially.
He's going to go wide.
Yeah, that's a
Going
good
wide.
run. That's a
Line
good
break.
run. That's a good run there.
Ball is out, no one is home.
That's a
10 over.
That's a
Turnover.
Nice fend off by Mugara there. Gives it to
Mugara played out
Office.
to Munashe.
They have the
Munashe
numbers.
gets the gap.
Can they go through? Gives it to Enrique. He runs straight into the traffic. Ball given to Awilo. He gives it to Lefika.
Big tackle there by BIUST. Not letting the big man make any ground there. Seems to be a sloppy ruck. Chief looks for the ball. Out to Kamunda.
That's a forward pass from Munashe there. You can actually see that Kitso took that ball not off the depth there. That's why it was an. That's why the ref called it off a forward pass.
Very uncanny there, but Munashe typically is someone that reads the game well, and forward passes for him are a rarity. Hopefully he looks to fix it as his fitness levels increase.
Now we can actually see that Munashe, he's trying, but we can see he's struggling a little bit in terms of fitness there.
Big strong scrum by Hogs.
Leaving the 8th man
Turnover.
behind.
That's a turnover. The prop wasn't binding enough there.
Chief looks to find touch with this kick. Hopefully Hogs can get another attacking line out and put the ball in. 4 times the charm.
Finds the line just outside the 22.
It's been the second time Hogs kicking through into this channel. Let's see what they need to correct and let's see what they can do. What experience did they get from the last event they had on the same position there?
By the looks of it, Hogs needs to be quicker by the lineouts there instead of waiting for the team to set. But good call.
As the ball goes wide to Munashe.
Given to Boago. Goes in for the
Strong hit. As the ball goes wide to Damien. Inside to, and Justin finds touch, unfortunately. He's got to find a way to cut back inside.
Yeah, Justin just took it out of the way. He ran into the touchline there. But they tried to play it short on the outside there, but the space couldn't allow them to do that. So the ref called it a line out for BIUST.
I mean, this is a defensive lineup for BIUST. BIUST looking to maintain possession and clear this ball out, but they seem to be running pod phases.
That's a knock-on from Hogs there, but ref played it advantage.
kick, touchdown.
Touchdown by
Tackle by
Enrique.
Enrique. Just
Charles
looking for the ball. Can he find it?
Hogs penalty.
Hogs penalty.
It's going back for the. What's the? A lot of questionable decisions here.
Not quite seeing the call there. They've called for a scrum. I think it was a loose ball scrum, holding on to the ball, if I had to guess. Hogs have decided for the 5-meter scrum. They seem to be very strong in their scrums, looking to dominate and push BIUST over the line. You can see Kitso's looking for a big scrum here. He's called for it.
Are we looking at an 8-man pick here? Because he can clearly smell the try line.
Looks to be.
Yeah, we can
big
actually
strong.
see that Enrique is putting in a little bit of a big shift there.
Big scrum. Holding on.
Try. No.
And a yellow card.
It's coming out. That was an almost try by Tino.
I don't know why the referee is not playing advantage there, because the Hogs still had possession. There was a chance there to line break.
And what's the call again? What's happening? Captain of Hogs seems to be unhappy with something.
The try was called.
It seems to be a penalty try, if that's the case. Not too sure what the call is here. Awaiting the referee confirmation.
Seems the referee didn't have all his tools for this game. Yellow cards and red cards have been delivered. Are we about to see people get sent off? Referee again calling for the medic.
The medic running in through to assist one guy who's down there. So, but the try was called. The try was called.
You can see the heat is taking a toll on the BIUST players, because a lot of fatigue-based injuries are coming into play now. As Hogs have been given the try, Chipfumbu tries to make a successful conversion. That makes him 2 of 3 for the boot. Successful conversion there for Gaborone Hogs.
Very easy for him. And that is halftime.
Yeah, the ref called it a halftime as the guys are running through to have a breather there.
Yeah.
We can actually see that the coach are trying to gather them out so that they can.
Well, as the team goes for halftime, please watch.
As we go into halftime, let us take us through a short break until we wait for the action to kick off later on.
And also watch some of our ads that will be coming up next.
Welcome, Botswana. Welcome to Expo Group Botswana. We have been here for the last 10 years. Our sales team with over 55 years of experience are experts and have knowledge of marketing and branding solutions. We have 6 major categories that we work with: Brand in the Box, Expo Digital, Expo Corporate, Expo Exposure, Expo Workwear, and Expo Sports. The lovely ladies right behind me are going to help you create, apply, expose, and live your brand out there. What are you waiting for? Expo Botswana is the right place for you to be. Just get onto our website www.exco.co.bw. Kaliboga.
Welcome back. As the second half is underway, we need to appreciate the stats. As you can see, the first half was fairly scrappy, but as many as 6 handling errors by BIUST side. But the scrums seems to be evenly meshed. What can you say about this, James?
Now, welcome back to second half. From the stats that we have, we can actually see that we actually had a competitive one, but seems like Hogs is leading in most of the states. We can see in terms of possession, retain of the lineouts, the scrummaging, ball handling errors. We can see Hogs has got less handling errors as compared to Buffaloes. And also looking into it, we can actually see that Hogs also managed to put on a little bit of tries there that puts them ahead in terms of the score, which is a bit brilliant. The game has to be a bit competitive as they get into the second half. We can actually see that there might be new impact players getting in so that they can uphold the game. They can bring in new impact so that we can have a continuous game progression from where they have left it from the first half getting into second half now. So looking into the scrummaging there, we can actually see that Hogs is actually dominating. Every second they have, every chance they have, they're putting BIUST Buffaloes on the back foot. Even although we have a couple of seasoned and experienced players from BIUST on the front row there, the like of Nix, who's been on the international stage for a couple of years now, but they're failing to hold it up. And looking at the front row for Hogs now, We only have got actually one guy who's been on the international stage. But Hogs is actually dominating in terms of scrummaging. Even on the line out, if we look at the retention there, Hogs is actually doing much better in terms of retaining whatever line outs they have. And also looking at the position, we can actually see that it was 68-32, which means Hogs has been into their territory most of the time, and they're retaining their ball as much as they can so that they can try to be continuous in each and everything that they are doing. But although they've got fumbles here and there, but it's actually coming out. You can actually see that the guys are having a bit of chats there and try to enlighten each other on what to do next, what can they do better, and what they can go forward with there.
It took Hogs 20 minutes to finally get a crack at the scoreboard. And it was a fairly short talk there by the halftime. As you can see, Hogs is already on the field waiting for the ball. And also subs have been made. You can see that the Strauss brothers are in.
And you see from the Strauss brothers, they look to bring some physicality, introduce some pace, some attacking, some hard running, good scrummaging. They're very good at the breakdown, so Hogs seem to be losing the ball at the breakdown. Those two boys can clean up the ruck and hopefully add some energy to this game. It's been a bit lackluster in the first part of the game, but as the game starts to open up, you should see those big, strong runners making the impact on the game.
Yeah, we can actually see that the coach was having a chat with the backline there, trying to enlighten them on what to do best so that they can try to gain as much ground as they can, and they can try to manipulate as much space they can. So we expect so much. We expect a lot of fireworks from Hogs backline in the second half, as they were trying to settle down the first half. So I think the combination now, they try to get it right in the first half there, getting into the second half. So we expect so much from them, and a lot of fire, a lot of dancing as well, which makes it a bit lightning to the game.
Yeah. The Hogs backline fairly unchanged. I'm guessing the coach is happy with what is on the field. And not to say that if you're subbed off, then you're playing pretty badly, because maybe the other teammates need to get a shot at this. And we can see that Enrique Chawanda is off. He's on the bench now. He has done his job. The starting prop, Lefika, is also off, as we now wait for the referee and BIUST to come on the field.
A good, decent turnout from the crowd over here. Just coming out to support rugby on a lovely Saturday afternoon. We seem to have sun out. Obviously the players on the field might not be as keen on having a hot day out, but for all parties concerned, this seems to be a great day to be watching rugby.
Now taking you back to the list there, the team list of Hogs, we're looking at Enrique. Enrique seems to have been putting in a lot of work, especially from the outside into the inside. So we're expecting to do as much of that as we get into the second half. And the likes of the Strauss brothers, the introduction of the Strauss brothers into the game as well. So there's just going to be so much. I think they want to play more forward ball with the forwards now, and try to create more space for the back line now.
When you have to look at the depth of Hogs, you can have two vultures coming off the bench to add impact. I mean, very few teams in the country have that ability to have that strength of a bench where you can bring on players that make a decided impact, because you'll see generally most teams then to start off their best 15, whereas it seems like the Hogs are playing the long game. They're playing the game of rugby for 80 minutes, and they seem to be looking to want to change the game in the second half. Hopefully this second half we'll see a lot more physical rugby, a lot more direct rugby, and play the way that they want to play. As far as BIUST, they had a few moves that they were trying to pull off in terms of the chip kicks and trying to really get the pod system going. but hopefully that they will correct the mistakes and make it a bit more of a contest in the second half, because it seems very, very lopsided in terms of ball possession, and BIUST have not done a good job at looking after the ball. So hopefully that's something that can change in the second half and increase our contest.
Yeah, let's look into Lesalema Sedi from Buffaloes. He's been a seasoned player with the Hogs Sevens team. He has played a couple of sevens with the Hogs outside the country. So he tries to match up the competition with these guys that he has been around with. So he just brings in a lot of excitement when he catches the ball, trying to show the guys that I know you guys. We've been together for a job some other time, but now we're going against each other. So it's actually gonna be nice. We're getting into the second half. We try to settle down, and there's just so much to expect from him as well. And the likes of Tonic, who's playing number 15, he's been a seasoned player with UB. He's quite experienced. So there's just so much to expect from those two guys as we get into the second half now.
And in the corner there, that's where you see LKC Jaguars getting ready to face Boto Riders. They are going through the warm-up motions, but unfortunately we won't be able to stream the next game. We are a bit committed. Yeah. But also please subscribe, like, and follow us on all our social media platforms. It's BW Sports Center. Even on TikTok you can find us there. A very eager Hogs was on the field and went into the shade. Still waiting for the referee and BIUST.
And you have to look at the Knockout Cup as a trial run as well. I mean, obviously we have some seasoned veterans who have national team experience, and then there are those who are trying to break into that fold. And this is a perfect exhibition to demonstrate one's individual skills and be able to capitalize and show why they are important and add some variety and depth to the national team setup. You can see that a lot of the players, the younger ones, not that much rugby experience, but a lot of rugby intent, and you can see the passion, those coming up from a younger age, from the junior ranks, to be able to break through. Hopefully number 23, Khumo Mugara, can make his debut. This young man has been at the club for 10 years as a junior, and this is his first time wearing the senior men's shirt. Hopefully you'll get the chance to put on the jersey for the first time and show the development of Gaborone Hogs, that the junior system is bringing in players from a younger age and putting them into the first team.
Yeah, let's talk about the transition from Justin, from being a number 9 to being a wing. I know it's something very similar when you play in the back line, but just the transition, how do you see it, Bradley?
I mean, I think a lot of that transition is him gaining a lot of weight and moving on to the
forwards. Yeah, but Justin from 9 to 14 is very unprecedented, but he has had a very good game with the defense, and also attack-wise, he's there on the support when the ball comes to his side. Hogs going through the motions.
We seem to have a change in referee. Our current touch judge has feeling unwell, so the current delay is due to the fact that the change in ref.
Yeah, so we've been just having a chat about Justin, the transition from him being a number 9 to number 11. That's just bring a lot of experience, you know. Imagine you having all the tricks and all the skills it takes to be a number 9, and now you're being transitioned to number 11. And now you've got more space to express you are, to express all the tricks you have on number 9. And it's just something that is very interesting, and there's just a lot for us to expect from him. Although we haven't experienced any, he had a couple of good runs from the first half, but as we get into second half, we expect to see so much of him and a little bit of more exciting runs from him, and just have a brilliant game from him.
Yeah.
What do you expect? I didn't have your view in terms of that transition.
Oh yeah, he surely has the speed for it. But like I said, it is very unprecedented for you to go from 9 to 14. But he has the skill, he has the speed, and he has the brain for it. And also crossing over to this side, we are still yet to see who's that? Lesale Masedi, BIUST number 14, to have at least one run in this game. He has been quiet but he is a good player to watch.
Also, if you look at this Hogs team, I've just noticed that a lot of the backline players all have ball handling experience. I mean, look at a scrum of Tino Chipfumbu, predominantly plays at 10. You look at Munashe Kamunda, generally playing at 10 now, but he's a utility back who's been all over the field. I mean, look at Justin, he's predominantly a scrum half, and Damien at the fullback position who played his trade as a scrum half. And Amantle, growing up, he was a fly half. He's playing his trade at second center. So it just goes to show that there's a lot of ball handlers in the team who have the ability to make plays and make someone miss and make that decisive pass, which goes to show that a lot of intelligence on this field and a lot of players have the ability and the thinking and the brain to be able to make smart and handsome decisions when it comes to where the ball should go and how the ball should be moved.
So BIUST coming all the way from Palape to honor this fixtures today. They departed Palape early this morning and they'll be going back later today. Hopefully they'll be going in a bit of a cheery mood when they go back to the home base.
I mean, you got to look at a team that travels the wayside that's coming along. They do a travel and playing the same day. It has to have an effect on the legs and the fitness, but it goes to show that these boys came to play. They're fit enough. Playing away has its merit, especially traveling all the way from Palape to Gaborone. You have to see that these guys came to play and they are showing their determination and their fight, because majority of these guys are students all at school with school commitments, and they all find a way to play rugby. It's not a professional sport. We're all playing amateur rugby here, but it goes to show that the dedication and the passion towards rugby and making the extra commitment to spend your Saturdays and Thursdays and Tuesdays at training sessions to be able to perform on the weekend. It goes to show the level of dedication from both sides when it comes to playing rugby.
A change in referee there. So we see during the first half it was Chris. For the center referee will be Mothusi Italy. Yes, you don't normally see a change in refs means something has went horribly wrong. Maybe an injury, or because we still don't know. But what we are seeing is a referee being subbed off.
I think the heat has come into play here. The referee is sweating a lot, and I think the heat has to play in this. And I think that some referee security is important to make sure that these guys are well hydrated and have all the necessary nutrients to be able to ref a game in this heat and look after themselves and their bodies, because as much as the players are athletes, the referees are also putting in a shift as well, as they have to go up and down the field and follow the play as much as the players do.
Yeah, as we jump into the second half now, we can actually see the change of the ref. He's just trying to warm up himself so that he can be able to match up the intensity of the game. Because since they shift from one gear to number 2 now, there's just a lot to expect in terms of intensity, running around and everything. So he needs to be well geared, well oiled for the second half to start.
And as the new refs takes on the field, Mothusi Italy.
Just looking to kick off the second half, yeah?
Yeah.
They've had ample time to rest.
Yeah.
We'll see how this long break will affect the game, as both teams are benefiting from the increased break in between, and hopefully it's a fresh game of rugby. And I guess BIUST are looking to play as if it's their first half. They seem to be fresh and hungry to play.
Yeah, and if you are an avid rugby watcher, you remember that the last time a ref was subbed off was Jaco Paper and the Rugby World Cup. 2023. He had pulled a hamstring. It goes to show that the referees also need as much fitness as the players. And as the match goes underway, Katlego Morapedi with the kick.
Kick is gone up, gathered by Willow.
That was a good take from Awilo there. He plays it down to Chief. Chief taking a kick, trying to win the territory there. The ball into the 22. BIUST managed to
with
get
the
it
chase.
through.
Let's see. He goes for the run. Craig stops him in his tracks.
Good tackle from
effort.
Amantle there.
A shift in personnel happening for Hogs. Seems like Chief has moved to the fly-off position and Justin moved to his conventional line. Good break by BIUST. Breaking tackles.
And a tackle by Charles.
Again, you got to have a look at this. This is ball security from Gaborone Hogs, losing the ball in critical positions.
That's a knock-on from BIUST there. Scrum code for Hogs. So we're getting into the first scrummaging of the second half. Hogs having the ball in their hands. We're looking forward to see what they are capable of doing and what excitement are they going to bring as we get into the second half. There's just so much to expect. We haven't seen any fireworks from the Hogs back line. We understand there's new combinations and everything, but we know Hogs coming in through with their back lines, trying to do so much with their back line. So we eager to know so much about their back line. What is it that they've prepared for us during the preseason?
I mean, you look at moving Chief to the fly-off, I think you're going to see a lot more running and quick pace with the change of fly-off and the different combinations as Munashe goes to 15. Damien seems to be off the field currently.
Damien is playing on the wing. He's now on the number 40 now. They have moved their guys there. Craig is still on the number 11. It's just the transition between the two guys, the number 9 and the number 10.
And it seems the coach is playing around with the squad because Justin, the player that we were talking about, transitioning from scrum half to wing, is back on the scrum half position again. And as predicted, we're about to see some electrics, especially with Chief on the 10. Strauss Brothers goes for hit.
Good strong hit. Hogs seem to be pushing the pace, moving forward, trying to go wide.
Yeah, they're still playing the 3-3-1-1. We can actually see that they've got two pods on the middle there. They've got one flank on the outside, one flank on the other side. We can actually see Enrique is playing on the tramps there, actually having a pod with Awilo there. So they're trying to dominate on the middle with the big boys and move the ball as much as they can outside so that they can beat the guys with pace. BIUST to retain their line out, playing the ball down the back line.
Looking to go wide.
That's a good tackle from Amantle there.
Yeah. Also off the bench we see Tino Harry, a very aggressive player.
I mean, you look at the exit of Kitso Matija, you're going to look at to see the new loose trio of Harry and the Strauss brothers looking to bring that physicality, running ball, as BIUST look to tap as always in their own half, looking to attack the Hogs line, going wide onto the winger, chip kick attempted, gathered by Mugara, going wide to Munashe, attacking the space to Chief.
Chief into the wall,
Inside to Damien.
So Damien is fighting his way up into the game. He's fighting to go on the ground as he's being held up. He went onto the ground. They returned the ball there, playing the pod on the middle. That's a +1 there to Mike. Plays Chief again down the line. Amantle fights to go on the ground. They return the ball.
A lot of bunching on the blind side. Hogs need to spread out.
And
look
the
to find
captain.
the space. A lot of clumping up in the same area. There's a space wide if they're looking for it.
The captain Mpho
As Chief goes wide.
leading the front line. Mugara has the ball. He dumps.
Unfortunately.
In an unforced error.
That was a good dummy from Mugara there. He just didn't look where he passed the ball. He passed it in front of Damien a little bit forward. But it was taken out into the touch. So it's BIUST line out now.
You can see the spaces there as both teams look to go wide. There is a space in the back. There is space if they look to find it.
Now we can actually see now the Hogs backline bringing in so much excitement into the game now. There is a free flow of ball from the number 10 to the number 15. Trying to do in new moves, bring in some dummy lines, bring in some switches at the end, just to diversify the game, to improve their continuation of the game there.
BIUST loses another line out. Hogs maintain possession. Need to go offside call there.
And number 21, Sherif. Quick tap by
quickly.
Tino.
Quick tap.
He's alone. Where's the support? Meters gained. Small guy, big meters.
Strauss onto Harry, onto Amantle.
They have
wide
the
to
numbers.
Munashe.
Big strong run. Not yet there.
5 meters short.
Turnover. And unfortunately lost.
Another mistake in the clinical sides by the Hogs. Look at the final third as a finisher. They always can't seem to get over the line. This happened 3 or 4 times during this game, and they keep making the same mistakes over and over when it comes to finishing and putting the ball over the line. I mean, the forwards and the backline are doing all the work to make these meters, but it's at the end of the day, points on the board is very important, and Gaborone Hogs have been struggling to capitalize on that.
No, it seems to be the third time they're making the same mistake when they're almost by the try line. What they just need to put in a little bit of patience there. A little bit of patience will help them to execute whatever they have in their heads, especially when they're in their 22. They're being rushing things, not taking them as how they are supposed to be. They need to take each move at each time so that they can get to their execution very neatly there. Line out taken.
Cleanly.
Onto Chief. Big strong hit by the Strauss. That's Ben. Onto Chief.
Very
Another
the
handling error there by
butterfingers.
Gaborone Hogs.
Offside.
Yeah, I think that was a knock from Harry there. He wasn't expecting the ball. You can actually see by the way he was running sideways, not attacking the ball. From someone from a flank perspective, the way you attack the ball rather than drifting it away.
Yeah, the referee calling for abuse offside, and as I said before, the Hawks scrum is looking comfortable, so hence why, and with the penalty they turned it into the scrum.
I think Hogs got lucky there. Another handling error in the final third. I mean, clinical finish. I think the game is moving a lot slower than the Hogs are playing. They have more time than they think they have, and they have the chance to play their phases and get over the line. Because if you're maintaining possession is key at this point, as opposed to conceding cheap penalties when you're right there in the try block.
Now you can actually see that Hogs is up their intensity. The way they are playing their ball is a bit more fast now than the way they were playing it in the first half. First half, I think they were just trying to get rid of how BIUST is defending and try to slow the ball down as much as they can. But as we get into the second half here, we can actually see they're moving their ball as much as they can, bring in a little bit of intensity into the forward guys there, because they are taking, I think, 3-4 hits before they give the ball to the back line. That was a brilliant pass from Chief, but just that
Big
left
test to go
direction
forward.
there.
A little
Big fend by Craig as Hogs look to attack.
places the ball, pick and go.
Driven back.
Ben Strauss, fend off.
That's a
Try.
try from one of the Strauss brothers. That's actually Ben who has put the try there.
Driven back.
He sees the gap. Strauss, fend off. Goes
That's a
try.
try. That was actually a good run there. He ran with so much intention and so much impact there. That's what we'll be talking about when we call them impact players. They bring in so much intensity. They bring in so much game up to the guys. Because the guys that has been there, they would have lose it. They would have done a whole lot of things. So they bring in so much impact into the game. We can actually experience it with the way how Ben took that ball into the try box there.
as we await the kick from Chipfumbu. Successful conversion there by Chipfumbu. He is 3 for 4 currently from the boot. I mean, like you were saying with the Strauss boys, they're bringing that direct physicality to it, and as BIUST get tired, you're noticing that the pillar at the post at the ruck is leaving a lot of spaces and gaps at the ruck, and if someone can identify those spaces and those gaps, they can make gains, make grounds, and just show the fitness level differences, which is what ultimately this game has become. As the game draws longer, Hogs are showing that their fitness is prevailing. They are fitter, they are a stronger team, and BIUST has to be able to adapt.
And this is why the preseason training and preseason games are important. Before this game, the Hogs lads had the honor of playing the old boys last week, all of which they got walloped.
Gathered by Awilo. Strong, keep those legs driving. Hogs looking to exit here. Going wide to Chief.
Riding it.
Wide to Harry.
They have the numbers. Enrique has the
Munashe.
ball. Pass. Offload by Munashe. Into countered by Harry. Seeing some funny acrobatics there. Maybe it should have been a gymnastic.
That was a good carry from Kago there.
Justin looks to find that ball. Find his fly half. On from Chief. Wide to Charles. Carried by Charles. Looking to find space. Unable to find the gap there on that occasion.
It's a low full jump. Call back.
We have
No
called it
advantage.
back. No 10. I think they are aiming to go for the pause so they can put a little bit of numbers on the board there. Since they're 26 down,
You
the
look, you
goal is
gotta,
to put something on the board. What
You
do you
got-
see, Bradley?
you gotta have points on the board ultimately. BIUST are looking to tap and go at every opportunity they get, and very often they're not maintaining possession and looking after that ball, because it seems like tap and go is very much an individual mindset and not doing it as a team. As they look for the line out here, hopefully this is their first attacking line out of the game. Hopefully BIUST can take advantage and put some points on the board and get into the game. As we await the line out, BIUST ball. It seems to be a 5-man line out coming from BIUST. Let's wait line out call.
Looks like a 2-ball. Called it.
Went backwards, BIUST attacking.
Still able to retain. Kgosi Kale goes in.
As they look to go wide from the flyer to the hooker, to the flanker, and another handling error there by BIUST. But Hogs need to take advantage. As they go back for the knock on their Hogs ball. Back to saying with BIUST, another knock on, another handling error. It seems like poor position is key in this game, as they were in a good position there, but they seem to be trying to move fast and the game is actually progressing. Some patience is required and some head awareness. Just look up and realize you've got more time than you think.
Yeah, it's a scammaging for.
And also a funny change up there. We see Wilfred Office. In the first half he was a flanker, but now he's a hooker. It seems like to play for Hogs you have to be a versatile player and not just be a one-position player. You have to be a Kwara Smith, if I have to say. Be a spanner, a Bob Jan.
Penalty to Hogs.
Seems like number 17 wasn't binding enough. It was supposed to be a full bind. I think he didn't do a full bind there. That's why the referee had to call it a penalty.
Gives Hogs a chance to clear out and gain some ground.
The
That looks to still be in play.
Okay, that he goes, runs. Wide pass, questionable pass, but it arrives at the destination. Offload.
Attempted offload there by himself. Great physicality by the BIUST player, being able to get to ground. Running, breakthrough gap.
Through. Can he make it? He's there. He's stopped by Chief.
He had the support on his wide side.
Was it tackle by Tino.
Almost loses the ball.
This BIUST took advance. They're attacking. They're pushing.
And
a quick
BIUST has
looks.
been consistent when it comes to carrying up the ball. They're trying to retain it as much as they can. They're not losing the ball in the contact as much as what Hogs is doing sometimes. But
Speak of the devil. They just did a knock on over there. I think that's commentator's curse again.
Not actually. It's just that BIUST, when they've got the ball in their hands, they are fighting as much as they can to go on the ground and try to retain the ball so that there's a bit of continuous play into their play. And we expect to see so much of that as they get into the 60th minute of the game. So we expect so much of that ball retention, that continuation. And they need to bring in so much of excitement. We haven't seen anything exciting from their side. We're just expecting the likes of Masedi to bring us something, the likes of Tonic to enlighten the game so that we can entertain our eyes and have fun at the end of the day.
100%. I mean, you look at the last phase of play that they had. BIUST made meters by keeping the ball and pushing and attacking the Hogs' defensive line. And it pays dividends when they keep the ball, but unfortunately they weren't able to do that again, and it's something that the coaches are going to have to address.
Yeah, and on his debut, Khumo Mugara there on the wing, he's actually currently playing with his brother. He's a flanker, Mosimanegape Mugara. So I'm guessing this is a brother's affair today. You have the Strosses and you have the Mugaras.
That was a good carry from Tino Harry there.
Kick, clearance,
deep.
kick.
No one is home.
Good chase.
Enrique and Ben Strauss.
Good
Goes
tackle,
for the
solid
big
tackle.
hit.
That was a good double hit there from Enrique and Ben. That's what we're talking about when we
Good
bring
chase.
in a good shift in defense.
Enrique
That's what
and,
Enrique has
Ben
been doing
Strauss.
the whole of this game.
Goes for the
solid
So
tackle.
big shift in terms of that was a good double hit, racking and all the stuff. So that's what we expect more of the Lustios doing as the game progresses.
Looks like perfect communication between Strauss and Chawanda to try and force the ball carrier in between them.
Chase.
That is when
Enrique
they
and,
try to wire him.
That's a
Goal
good
for the
solid
big
tackle.
hit.
The
was a
game
good
flowed
double
because
hit.
the Hogs had three members on one, forcing the mistake. And as we look at attack now from the scrum, another big scrum by Hogs. Justin to Charles, on to Chief, wide to Damien, executed wide.
That was a good move there. They retain their ball there. They're waiting to set a pod on the middle there. They
Try line jitters.
You got to catch the ball before you. You saw the try line before you got the ball there.
They're waiting
He was
to
like,
set a pod
I'm
on
diving when I get there.
You can't see the intent from the Strauss. He's trying to bring that extra oomph and aggression.
But it was a good run though. He came in so much with so much impact from the depth. If he had managed just to catch it, that was going to be a life-changing try for the Hogs there.
It's a very big margin, 26-0. Can BIUST actually put something on the scoreboard?
Yeah, they went into the water break now.
As I go into water break, please prepare for some ads.
Botswana. Welcome to Expo Group Botswana. We have been here for the last 10 years. Our sales team with over 55 years of experience are experts and have knowledge of marketing and branding solutions. We have 6 major categories that we work with: Brand in the Box, Expo Digital, Expo Corporate, Expo Exposure, Expo Workwear and Expo Sports. The lovely ladies right behind me are going to help you create, apply, expose and live your brand out there. What are you waiting for? Expo Botswana is the right place for you to be. Just get onto our website www.exco.co.zw. Kaliboga.
If you're back again from fresh from the water break, the score is 26-0 in favor of Gaborone Hogs. 60 minutes played thus far. If you're watching on YouTube, please leave a like and subscribe to Sports Center Botswana as we are covering the live footage and images. It seems to be that there is a defensive scrum for BIUST as we kick off the second period after the water break.
And we see another change from the water break. Onkemetse Molapisi, otherwise known as Onks Muzara, the shortest man in the field. He's now a hooker. Along with that change, Tedler Matlou is also on for Gaborone Hogs.
Another change is Scrummy, also known as Tego Kamanga, is on in on the wing.
No, there was just so much growth from that scrummy. Just the transition from being an under 20 to the men's side. It takes a lot. It takes a lot mentally, physically, even emotionally. You have to be prepared for that.
Big scrum. Please look to exit. I was contesting, stolen there by Ben.
Charles
Wide.
gives it to Appadoo. Appadoo goes in
Way too high.
in the traffic.
Try
It's a
score.
try.
Hold on.
No, he fights his way down to the ground there.
Charles
He was a bit
Wide.
high.
gives it to
If
Appadoo.
he had gone
Appadoo
straight
goes
into
in.
the legs
Way too
there,
high.
he would have scored without
In the
putting
traffic.
in so much fight there.
Try
It's
score.
Mothusi Maule, an impact player coming in with a try.
You can see the
Literally 1 minute in.
you can see the difference fresh legs makes up, but that's as far as you'll go. His fitness is pretty much bent after that. That's as far as Appadoo will go.
No, as much as the game looks, it doesn't seem like our predictions there. If we look at it, we thought maybe the game was going to be so much tight, but you can actually see that Hogs is leading 31-0. And BIUST, they haven't put any score on the board at the moment. We're 60 minutes down into the game. But a rugby of game can go any direction, anytime. So let's look forward to more exciting moments. Let's look forward to more brilliant events to come.
Hogs with the comfortable lead, wondering which other changes the coach is going to make.
Successful conversion there by Chipfumbu. He's been kicking well off the tee. I think he's going 5 for 6. Coach Eddie over there limping along. I think it's paying dividends as a former Botswana fly-off and fullback who currently has the record for the most points scored by a Botswana voucher. It's good to have that level of experience behind you and trying to get you through to the next level in terms of rugby.
Yeah, as they're heading towards the restart there, you can see that BIUST is looking down. No one is cheering the guys to come back into the game, to say that the game is ours, we can win it. That's what we expect from the rugby team. Hogs retain the kick there. Chief put it up in the air.
Great up and under.
And you have chasers.
Good tackle from Bende.
That is what you do. Stolen.
Charles
has
is
the
in
ball.
the gap.
Fell off.
Plays it back.
Oh, beautiful!
That's a good
Wow.
That's
Frog splash! Brilliant try from our debutant today. Khumo Mugara couldn't have asked for a better way to start off your rugby
Yeah,
career. Try on
beautiful.
Wow. Frog splash! Khumo Mugara, also off the bench, comes in to score a try. What a nice way to debut.
We can actually see that the guys from the bench, they brought in so much intensity and so much impact into the game. Because the more the changes are being done, the more the score is going very high.
Looks like that was not a try. Unfortunate there. Seems to be a high tackle. Ball is being come back. No try.
Oh, so the try is cancelled. How unfortunate for the debutant Khumo Mugara.
He's looking to exit. Another sloppy handling error. They look to attack the defensive line. Good line break with the prop.
BIUST is looking to play more structured kind of rugby instead of the flippy-flopping kick and chases.
That's a good tackle from Ben there. We can actually see that BIUST, they're actually trying to pay pods there so that they can set it up on the outside for the number 10. But they still continue playing with the forwards there as much as they can, because I think they've realized that playing with their forwards, they're gaining as much ground as they can, rather than playing the ball on the back line, because their back line seems not to have give them an inch of so much of gaining in terms of the ground.
Oh, how unfortunate. Appadoo Segatlwane is down.
As I said earlier, that was it for him. That try he scored, it took too much out of him. I mean, look at him. He's already asking for assistance. I mean, he's a 1 minute man, clearly.
Now I believe that is the commentator's case. Square try, down, out for the rest of the game.
No, it also comes down to aggregation of injuries. As a rugby player, you always have got injuries each and every season. The more you don't take care of yourself, the more you don't do as much rehab as you can, the more you don't do as much conditioning as you can. It's going to be so hard for you to keep on being on the toes and do the best as you can in terms of protecting yourself from injury. As rugby is always prone to injuries, that's how the game is. It's a game of hooligans but played by gentlemen, so it's actually a good game that we have to experience and be part of, and you have so much excitement out of it as much as we can.
Hogs still playing advantage. Scores the Chief. Onto Harry. Big strong run by Harry. Powerful running by Harry.
Ends off. Has around 3 defenders around him. Gives it to Tino.
To Munashe. To my Ben.
Skip.
Wide.
Before. Offload to Enrique. Goes in to set up. Unfortunately, his foot touches the touchline. Touchline.
Yeah, Hogs lost it in the contact there.
Another mistake.
It's a scrum, BIUST ball.
I mean, this game has gone down to how many scrums have we watched from both sides? Just sloppy handling errors. I mean, it's giving a chance, the guys a chance to rest, but it's a lot of handling errors in clinical situations, and the score doesn't exactly demonstrate the lopsidedness of the fixture so far.
14 scrums, this being the 15th run. It unfortunately takes your toll on you as a forward at one point. You still able to retain the ball, that running the ball.
That's Masedi there with
high
the ball
tackle.
there. That's a high tackle.
The player to
Didn't
watch
call it
Masedi.
out.
Putting the float.
Ball stolen there by Chief.
Chelsea has the ball in hand.
Slow
Trying
running.
to look for
Unsure.
support there.
Unsure of what to do, but it goes for the safest option here, which is going for the head and set up the face.
There wasn't so much depth from Paul there. The way you took the ball, he didn't take it with so much impact.
That's
a
chased
good
by
kick
Munashe
there.
Kamunda. Our resident fat guy. He should lose weight.
You could see the vision there by Chief, what he was trying to do there. The gap was there, unfortunately, but the
that's chased
intent
by
to
Munashe
difference of attire
Kamunda.
add something different to the game. And I feel like
Actually a good vision from Chief.
So close.
And once the team gets it dialed in, this move should be able to be pulled off.
Scrum for BIUST there. If been picked by BIUST, goes in big scrum reset. Unsure why the scrum was reset because BIUST had the ball.
The scrum was taken back to its position of originality there.
Fairly strong scrums by both sides. Whenever there's a scrum, teams are able to retain their own ball.
Kgosi pick it up from the best there, trying to gain a little bit of ground. They set it up. They played a bit of wide again.
Big clearance. Higher ball. Tino has it. Dummies and tries to pass. Loose ball. Mugara has the ball. Tries to fend off, but the guys are just too big for him. In the end, he places the ball. Taking in their own sweet times there by the Bishop of the Racks. Mazara. A fair hit. Tedler.
He's alone, Tedler.
Met
But
by
he
3
actually
players.
fighting his ground there.
Big guy taken aback.
Lost again by Hogs.
Also loses the ball.
Attempting kick by the
unfortunate.
hooker. Big chase going on by BIUST.
And there seems to be no one at the back there.
Taco incomplete. This one is complete now. Trapped in the base of the rack. Has to get out of there.
Keepers to go wide.
Gives it to Chawanda. Wow, chicken wing. Unfortunately, a forward pass from Michael Strauss to Enrique.
Was that actually a knock-on or it was a forward pass there?
Not too sure. I'll look at the rep score here, but I think that might have been a knock-on.
Because I didn't see it clearly, like what was the call there. I thought maybe it was a forward pass.
Yeah, I thought so too because it landed in Enrique OnlyFans Chawanda and he did a chicken wing pass and the ball was called back.
In a game like this, you look to keep it simple. I think a lot of people are influenced by where the international players are, but if you keep it simple, look after the ball, do your phases, it's paying dividends. As BIUST look to go attack wide, going blind. Good tackle there by Craig. Excellent defense there.
Therefore
Tedler
Kamunda.
didn't release there. That's why he had to be called a penalty.
Quick
The
tap.
odds wasn't 10. That's why they're playing advantage for BIUST.
Quick tap by BIUST. Hands. Playing hands. Couldn't make the extra pass. What is actually happening here?
He's looking to have the first chance at the first try to go the second half. Hope they can capitalize. Short again.
Pick and goes. Keeping it awfully tight.
Too high. Driven back. Hogs holding firmly in the defense.
Still too short.
Still held.
They pass again. He
Way
goes
too high.
for the big guys.
They hold him up.
That's the captain, Munashe. He wanted to put his name on the board there for the guys as a way of cheering them up, but he failed.
BIUST slowly failed.
That's Masedi with the try there.
BIUST trying to get over the line there. Doing their due diligence, being patient and finding the gap out wide. Well played there by BIUST.
He failed.
But also BIUST slowly failed.
Masedi with the try there.
Until they found the gap.
Yeah, Hogs.
Lesale Masedi, the player that we are talking about, that we were actually waiting to see him on the field. And he is able to put BIUST on the scoreboard.
Yeah, Hogs hasn't been so consistent when it comes to their defense there. Especially when there's so much carry after carry. They are failing to get back as much as they can to be in the position of defense that allows them to defend as much as they can and give them so much ground or position to attack space. So I think that's what they need to take as a takeaway as they get into the season and try to progress from this game going forward. They need to work as much as they can when it comes to the consistency in terms of defense there.
It seems the fatigue of going down and up is finally setting in, even on the first legs.
As you see, like as the attrition starts to fail, you can see the fitness and the more handling errors is purely based on just general fatigue, and it's expected so early on in the season because this is a lot of people's first actual game of rugby of the season, and there will be some natural growing pains. But as you see with BIUST, is that they're a young team, very hungry, capable of amazing things. As Hogs kick off, a favourite bounce to BIUST. BIUST attacking the line.
Here's the line. Go wide. Passes. Oh, the no-look pass didn't work. The referee is calling a knock-on.
Did you see a knock-on over there?
No, it was actually a knock-on from Scammy there.
Okay.
Yeah, the ball went too low. He tried to gather it. He wasn't successful.
BIUST seems to have put in a little bit of guys that brought in so much intensity and a bit of impact to the guys there, because you can actually see the change into their games. They are playing more of a running game on the outside. So as the scrum goes,
holding
a fairly stable scrum. BIUST looks more composed in the second half. Jerry tried to do some Masale.
Showing off their running skills, attacking the line.
It seems the player has woken up from his slumber. A fairly good player when he wants to be. Big hit by Enrique Chawanda.
Seems like there's a bit of nudging behind on the backline of Hogs, because they're trying to manipulate the backline there. There were so much guys who are so fast in the backline, if you can actually identify that. The backline is not putting up so much first line defense there.
You could see as BIUST, as they hold on to possession, they make ground, they make meters, and with the substitutions for Gaborone Hogs, you can see there's a disconnect in the defensive shape up of their backline, and BIUST seem to be capitalizing on that, having their wingers and their playmakers come into their own, make positive meters. I mean, Lesale Masedi's been showing his abilities and his talents by breaking through and finding spaces. Even though it's not so much there on the wing, he's finding his channels as he's lining up in the center position.
No, the transition of Masedi from the wing to the center, they brought so much life into the backline for BIUST. If you can actually see, is the one who's actually making miles for that backline, putting in the number 12 and number 13 for Hogs on the back foot. I think that's what the coach needs to tell the guys, to up their game in terms of front foot defense there. They are being beaten by Masedi every time he gets the ball. He's putting them behind every time.
A player like that, you can't give him space and time to accelerate, because he'll cut you out and carve you up at every chance he gets. So line speed is important, and to move as a unit, to shift forward and to have the line speed to fold out and cover spaces. A lead in the back line is required. Your flyer has to communicate, and your fullback has to be able to show and tell people where to go. I'm not seeing a lot of communication happening here from both teams.
A fairly short hooker. I guess the scrum has to be low, down to his height, which will be more favorable to his team.
No, I think they are not going up as a line, because he's trying to manipulate every space he gets and try to benefit out of it. That's a good white for Hogs there.
Munashe took before steps back in.
Good side step inside there by Scrummy. Justin looks to give it to Mike. Big strong tackle there by BIUST.
Tedler has the ball, jittery hands, butterfingers. Makes a knock on. BIUST has the ball
playing
now.
advantage. Going wide. BIUST with the ball finally. Looking to build phases, attack,
offloads. Wow, nice play.
As they go back to the previous infringement of a knock-on. BIUST ball. I mean, as you see with the substitutions, as much as they've brought in juice and energy, there's also a lot of like hasteness and too quick in making decisions. A lot of players have to catch the ball and go back to basics of being able to run in the correct channel and be able to catch the ball before they make their moves. And they have more time in the relay that they do.
And you can actually see that there's so much of youngsters into that BIUST lineup, because you can see with the way they've got so much life in the way they're running this. It's just brings so much life in each and everything that they're doing. The energy, the intensity brings life to the team.
Knock on there by BIUST. Hogs have won.
They've called this tournament for Hogs.
3 minutes left in this game. Wow, honest wonder if we can at least see one more try. Hi, Rahul Basto.
But you have to look at this game as a tale of errors. The team that makes the most errors got punished. Penalties have been costly for BIUST. Hogs have not necessarily capitalized on all their penalty opportunities, but you have to look at the way that they've been able to maintain more of the ball possession. As Chief looks to exit wide, finding the space
deep within Jerry Jeremiah there to gather the
just
ball.
that he didn't put so much
Steps.
power into it.
And he passes, almost got wired.
Great offload going wide.
It looked a bit forward, but wow, what a nice step. Good run, meters gained. Close now to the half line.
In their pod system, attacking the space.
Small guy tries to go between the big guys.
There is space if you go wide. As BIUST look to go wide, broken the line, going a bit too high to the tackler. Harry's got to get lower there.
Seems now the Hogs try line is fatigue sets in.
And another handling error there by BIUST as Hogs plays advantage. Knock on advantage towards Hogs. Justin looks to exit onto Chief. Wide to Mikey. Oh, he's by himself.
That's a good carry there from Ben there. Munashe
Onto
plays
Charles.
left to Charles.
Wide to Khumo.
To Khumo.
Try
Right
time.
time.
Hold back.
Let's go back. Second time the charm. Second time unlucky for Khumo. It's been his debut. Every single line break he's had, some infringement has brought him back. How unfortunate for the lighty.
He was going to walk away with a head trick today, but it seems like it doesn't favor him.
He's so close yet so far.
We seem to have an injury on the floor. The BIUST player has gone down. Looking to be a lower body injury, potentially a neo ankle here.
Potentially a foul pass by Hogs. It is a scrum.
As this game winds down, what do you think, Wit? What have you noticed today? What have you liked from both teams so far?
Well, I'll start with the bad. I think teams need to get more fitness and they need to get more games under the belt, because the many handling errors could have been avoided. And also the teams need to train more, gel together. They need to gel together so that they know how each other's styles of play are. And as you can see, for Hogs, the coach is having a fun around with swapping players. So yeah, but the runs, Lesale, he goes player to watch. Unfortunate, bad pass called.
No, he's actually bringing so much life into the back line. If you look at the way he's running there, he's actually running with intention. Every ball he gets, he's putting so much miles, so much gains in terms of the ground to the team. And I think the coach realized it a little bit late that they would have put Masedi on center. That was going to be much better in terms of them putting the scores on the board, even gaining so much of the ground.
Yeah, because Lesedi has the physicality, he has the speed, so he needs the ball in his hands to play more. And then you can see the last 20 minutes of this game, he's been making good runs.
Now, with the way he's playing, you can actually see that he's been with a couple of Hogs guys in the 7 stores and everything, so he knows them. He's trying to prove a point that, guys, I know you, I've been with you, and you know who I am, I'm going to come for you. So that's actually interesting when guys who normally play together sometimes go against each other. It brings just so much excitement to the game. It brings so much competition that makes the game just being alive on its own.
I think this now will be the last play of the game. The referee had to have a little chit-chat with the captains. Don't know what that was about.
Yeah, just wrapping it up. We can actually see that Hogs has put in a good shift, especially this second half. They've put a couple of carries from Ben and Mike.
Kick
And
almost
Unfortunate.
unfortunate. The high ball was a good idea. It was close. They're in the right place. Ball is gathered by Sheriffs. The scrum up steps around 2-3 defenders and offloads. Goes through the Hogs line.
look at that breakthrough. Look at that breakthrough. That's a good tackle from Scummy.
Unfortunately, he's alone. Tino Harry goes able to make the turnover.
That's Magaro. That's Magaro with the ball. He almost hit the gap there.
Hogs looking to capitalize on the possession.
As we go in the 9 minutes of the game, can you see one last try? Big guy, the captain, Mpho Raditlopi, leading in the front lines.
Yeah, that's
Good
Michael
pick
with
and
the
go
ball
there.
there.
On to Chief. Sidestepping inside.
He's
Breaking
alone.
one tackle.
Chicken wing pass. It arrives.
Gonna go wide.
Khumo.
Oh, that's a good step from Khumo there.
Whee! Is what the BIUST player
Showing
said.
some electricity.
Yeah, that's the excitement we're talking about when it comes to rugby. You know, when you're a wing, you have to bring so much of those electric works and everything. So I think that's a wrap up. The ref called it off. 80 minutes done. Hogs leading 33-5. What a brilliant game we had. What a wonderful run from the guys. Thank you, BIUST, for coming down through from Palape and grace our field at Hogs there. What a wonderful game we just had. Good runs from the likes of Charles, Munashe, Damien, Kitso, and Masedi from Palape brought in so much excitement, so much life into the break line of BIUST. What a wonderful game we just had there. Mr. Wetu, what can you take and what's the takeaway can you give to Buffalo BIUST there?
Buffalo BIUST, I think we have seen that playing a more close rugby works for them, and also where to position players, some other players, so that they actually get those line breaks to the try line. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was the score of the match ends at the score of 33-5.
No, but looking at it from the perspective of you being a coach, what takeaways or what notes can you give to the Hogs guys to work on as they get into the second game of the Knockout Cup?
Yeah, I think both teams though have to work on more fitness. When you're fit, that's when you make less errors, especially ball handling errors. And NFU will be having the captain of BIUST and the captain of Hogs to tell us the feelings about the game.
Yeah. From my perspective as a coach, the takeaways I would give to Hogs, they need to work so much on their defense as much as they can. The consistency when they are being attacked from breakdown to breakdown. We need to put as much shift as they can. That's going to come out to fitness. Putting so much fitness, being conditioned as much as they can so that you move from one breakdown to another as much as you can. But all in all, that was a brilliant game from both teams. Thank you very much, guys. From the experience you have given us. As the season starts, so much to expect, so much to gather, so much to learn, so much excitement to come through.
Botswana. Welcome to Expo Group Botswana. We have been here for the last 10 years. Our sales team with over 55 years of experience are experts and have knowledge of marketing and branding solutions. We have 6 major categories that we work with: Brand in the Box, Expo Digital, Expo Corporate, Expo Exposure, Expo Workwear and Expo Sports. The lovely ladies right behind me are
I'm joined here by winning captain of the day, Mpho. How was the game for you, and what do you think that did well today? What did you do well today?
It was scrappy because it was first game. So I think as time goes on, we'll be able to play our game plan. But it was hot again.
How did the heat affect the game for you?
Yes, it was a bit like we are not fit, but it was hot. So I think we'll fix everything. And I want to thank our supporters to come all the way to support us.
And what did you see from your team? This is the first game of the league. What did you like about the team, and what do you think we must work on in training on Tuesday?
Scrums first, because we have new props, so they have to adapt. And the youngsters, they're playing very well. Youngsters.
Well, thank you very much. Good game for you. Well played.
Thanks, man.
Now joining us is the BIUST captain, Monametsi. How was the game for you, and what did you like from your team, and what didn't you like from your team?
I'd say it was a pretty good game. It was a pretty good game. We just let me start with what I liked first. The boys were, I don't know, they give up. Not give up, but they give up. They didn't want to work on their mistakes. When they dropped the ball, they let others pick it, because the people were just scoring. The other team was scoring from our mistakes. So that's what I didn't like about what we played. So it was pretty disappointing for our first game. No, it was first game. So I think the mistakes will be fine next year.
Apart from the mistakes, what did you like from your performance? What did you like from the team? What did you enjoy from your team that you saw today?
Teamwork, well behavior, well manners to the referees and the other players. We didn't fight that much like we used to. So yeah, and we've been having difficulties with training and stuff, because our other players are just not student as we are student at BIUST, but like they managed to keep. I'm glad that their fitness is up to the other team, which like trains pretty well.
Obviously, the heat was a big factor in this game. And how did the heat directly affect the BIUST game? And how are you guys trying to play today that you weren't able to execute?
The heat is tiring. Yeah, we tire. Heat affects fitness. Your fitness go down. You get tired fast, and yeah, I think you get tired and you don't play well when you're tired. So yeah.
All right. No, thank you very much for playing. We had a good game. Thank you for traveling all the way for Palape. Hope you guys travel safe. Okay, bye-bye.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, was from the captain from BIUST and Hogs. talking about his experience in this game and his takeaways for the next round. So as we come to the end, we can see the BIUST team lagged. They couldn't be back and play better rugby in the second half. In fact, it deteriorated from the first half, with the possession Hogs still retaining the ball most of the time and playing the BIUST territory.
Yeah, Hogs has been leading from the weight goal. We can actually see with the position there. Hogs lead with 32% against 28. The territory, there's been managed to score 5 tries against 1, which gives them a score of 33-5. So I think as a roundup, this was a brilliant game from Hogs. And from BIUST also, they given a good shift, but it just didn't come to their expectation. But we want to thank them for coming through from Palape just to grace the field and have a run with the boys at Hogs. That was a brilliant game.
And as we come to this conclusion of the live stream, I would like to remind you that please subscribe to our page. The name is the same in all social media platforms, BW Sports Center. On Facebook, BW Sports Center, on TikTok. And from your fellow commentator, Mr. Wetufani, I'd like to sign off by saying, hi, Raholi Basto.
Botswana. Welcome to Expo Group Botswana. We have been here for the last 10 years. Our sales team with over 55 years of experience are experts and have knowledge of marketing and branding solutions. We have 6 major categories that we work with: Brand in the Box, Expo Digital, Expo Corporate, Expo Exposure, Expo Workwear and Expo Sports. The lovely ladies right behind me are going to help you create, apply, expose and live your brand out there. What are you waiting for? Expo Botswana is the right place for you to be. Just get onto our website www.exco.co.bw. Kaliboga.